Hi team, this is Sean from Process Improvement, and we're going to go over the do's and the don'ts with Markdown Manager label placement. Personal opinion, the best thing about Markdown Manager is its simplicity. For Markdown items, if it meets the criteria, if the item is coming out of the set, all you need to do, scan the UPC, it prints a replacement Markdown label. Very consistent. If an item meets criteria, if it's close coded, getting ready to go out of code, in this case, a solid mix, you scan the UPC, it prints a replacement label. Very consistent across all departments. We know exactly the margin impact that it's going to take for these specific items throughout the store. The challenge, the only time that a decision-making process really comes into place for the team members is where we place these labels. In this example, we have a packaged salad from the produce. Good thing about packaged salads, we get them pretty much all from the same manufacturer. And the code dates are always going to be, when you're looking at the package, it's going to be on the upper right-hand side of the package. So when we put the price point, the markdown label price point, we're going to be placing that here on the upper left-hand corner. It's going to be easy for the customer to see, easy to identify when they're shopping the case. Price point, upper left-hand corner, when it goes on the shelf, it's going to be very easy for the customer to identify that this item is on sale, and they're going to get a nice discount to buy this before it goes out of code. So with this item, we have two different options. First option, probably the best option, is to go straight up and down. If you can cover up 3 or 4 of these barcodes completely, this UPC will not scan when it goes to the register, and it'll only pick up the markdown UPC. The other option we have is to go across at a 45-degree angle, as such. That way it is impossible, at least the majority of this UPC is going to be covered, at least a portion of it won't scan when it goes to the register, and the only item that's going to scan is the markdown UPC. So those are our two options. So that is a don't. This is a do. And this is a do. In this example, I've got a small packaged item from vitamins, and we're going to look at this with a markdown label. Obviously, with the small tinctures and small packages, it's impossible for us to use a markdown label. If we're going to put a markdown label on it, it's going to cover up too much important information, the product description, the size, nutritional information. So for an item like this, we're not going to mark it down with Markdown Manager, but you'll use either a Manager Special, and in some cases, you can also use clearance stickers. For this example, we have a discontinued item from grocery that's in a small package, but it works really well with our Markdown Manager program. The discount label, we're going to be placing it on the front of the package. Again, same upper right-hand corner of the package when you're looking down on it. And then the UPC, in this situation, has a nice small UPC that'll be covered up completely with the Markdown Manager label. UPC is completely covered up, no vital information, code dates protected, nutritional information is protected. This is how we use Markdown Manager for small packages. Here's an example of another discontinued item, but this one has a different challenge. The challenge on this, it has a large UPC and not a lot of room to place the markdown replacement UPC. So if we go to place this markdown as such, straight up and down over this UPC, not all of the UPC is going to be showing. See how it has to bend around a corner? If you have to bend this label around a corner, the register is not going to pick it up. Okay, you're going to slow down the front end. So in this situation, because there's lot number, code date information right next to the UPC, our best option is going to be 45-degree angle, as such. Here's an example of an item that looks like it's going to be too small for markdown labels, but it's not. Let me show you how to work around items like this that are in boxes with these square corners. All right, so on this example, we went ahead, because the brand and what the item is up here up top, we didn't put the label up here on the very top of the package. We want to make sure people know it's pain relief, it's Olva salve, right? There's a gap here in the middle with just some marketing pictures and things like that, but no pertinent information, that's where we put the label. We did bend it around the corner, right, on this, but it's easy for the customer to read that $9.99 was its regular price, and after markdown, it's $5, because the customer needs to be able to see that when it goes back to the markdown side. And the UPC, again, because this is too long to go on the bottom of the package, we put it here on the side, straight up and down. And in this situation, this UPC, we're just going to ink out a little bit of that UPC to where it won't scan when it goes to the register. Here's one more example from the bakery. Again, here's some macarons going out of code tomorrow. Marked them down today. Label goes up front on top of the package. Easy for the customer to identify when we put it back on the table. And the UPC, this is why I wanted to select this item. Again, you don't want to go straight across. You go straight across on this item, it's going to scan both the original UPC as well as the markdown UPC. We don't want to cover up any of the nutritional information. So in this situation, our best option is to go straight up and down. Perfect. This is a do. Here's a great example of a markdown item that I took off the clearance set at this store. Upper corner, brand's clear, description is there, weight is clear. Up here in that empty left-hand upper corner of the package, and a great job covering up the UPC at a 45-degree angle. Good job. This is a do. Here's an example of a don't from the store that I'm at. Again, nice try. Put this thing on the front. The customer can read it. They can go ahead and read it this direction, right? They can always read the thing, but in this situation, we're covering up the brand, we're covering up what the item is. UPC, obviously it was too small. They covered it out with a Sharpie and put the UPC on the side. But ideally, this would be lengthwise with the new price visible to the customer on the front of the package. We wouldn't want to, we try to avoid covering up the ohm, but in this situation, I would put it up here in the very top, covered up the ohm because you can see the ohm up here on the very top. I would have covered the ohm, done it this way with the new price being here in the upper left-hand corner. But this is a don't.